We talked about things that fell. We talked about the explanations for the things that fell. Tonight we're looking at something different. Not something that fell, things that stayed up, things that moved with purpose, things that had shape. I want to read you 6 accounts. They come from different centuries, different countries, different observers, different publications. I want you to notice what they have in common. I'll let you draw your own conclusions. That's always been your job. 1. The Spindle of 1762. August 9th, 1762. M. de Rostan of Basel, France, was taking measurements of the sun at Lausanne. He saw a vast spindle-shaped body, approximately 3 of the sun's digits in breadth and 9 in length, moving slowly across the disk of the sun, moving at it, in his estimation, less than half the speed of an ordinary sunspot. It did not disappear until September 7th, nearly a full month. The object was opaque and eclipsed the sun, but it had around it what the record describes as a kind of nebulosity, an atmosphere perhaps. M. Crost observed the sun from Seoul, approximately 45 German leagues to the north, also saw it. He confirmed the spindle shape, but placed it at a different position on the sun's disk than M. de Rostan had. The difference in position is important. It indicates parallax, which indicates the object was not on the surface of the sun. It was between the sun and this earth. The writer in the annual register where this is recorded concluded with the following observation. In a word, we know of nothing to have recourse to in the heavens by which to explain this phenomenon. He was not, by his own admission, a man given to explain it. The Annual Register, Volume 9, page 120. It is on record. 2. The Lady of the Lake. March 22nd, 1870. We have visited this one before. The bark of Lady of the Lake, Mid-Atlantic, Captain F. W. Banner. A circular object, light gray, much lower than surrounding clouds. Within the circle, a semicircle divided into 4 equal parts. Central shaft extending outward from the center and curving backward. Geometric, complex, stable. It traveled from 20 degrees above the horizon to 80 degrees, then it settled to the northeast. It traveled against the wind. It was visible for 30 minutes. It did not dissipate. It was lost to sight in evening darkness. Captain Banner drew a diagram. His account was communicated to the Royal Meteorological Society. I bring it back here because the shape is important. Not a blur, not a smear, not something vague. A circle. A divided semicircle. Central shaft. Someone, or something, arranged those elements. Journal of the Royal Meteorological Society, Volume 1, page 157. It is on record. 3. The Procession of 1808. May 16th, 1808. Gningen, Sweden. M. Achurius, hearing of an unusual phenomenon, investigated. At approximately 4 in the afternoon, the sun turned dull brick red. Then, from the western horizon appeared a great number of round bodies, dark brown, seemingly the size of a hack brown. They passed overhead and disappeared in the eastern horizon. The procession lasted 2 hours. Occasionally one fell to the ground. When the site of a fall was examined, a film was found, which quickly dried and vanished. Fort found this account in the Transactions of the Swedish Academy of Sciences, 1808, translated for the North American Review, Volume 3, page 319. 2 things Fort noted. First, they moved in formation, procession, not scattered, not random. Second, their numbers. A tremendous procession lasting 2 hours, passing from one horizon to the other. Third, the film. When they fell, they left something behind that disappeared. The explanation on record? Not provided. And yeah, you guessed it, it's on record. 4. The bodies crossing the sun. This segment requires patience because the data accumulates. From L'An Scientifique 1885, a large number of small bodies crossing the disk of the sun, some moving swiftly, some slowly, most of them globular, but some seemingly triangular, and some, in the record's own words, of more complicated structure, seen by M. Trouvelot, who stated he had never in his life seen anything resembling these forms. From L'Astronome 1886, M. Berger's observation at Marseilles, April 15th and 25th, 1883. Bodies crossing the sun, irregular in form. And then this note, which Fort considers significant. Some of them moved as if in alignment. From Rio de Janeiro Observatory, vast numbers of bodies crossing the sun, some luminous and some dark, from December 1875 through January 22nd, 1876, over a month, observed by a national observatory. The explanations offered across these accounts: seeds, birds, ice crystals, optical illusions. Fort's observation: seeds do not maintain triangular form. Birds do not cross the sun in alignment for a month. Ice crystals do not appear at the Rio de Janeiro Observatory. He did not suggest an alternative. He merely noted that the explanations did not explain. And as always, it's on record. 5. The objects over Switzerland. August 8th, 1849. 3 in the afternoon, Geist, Switzerland. Sir Robert Inglis, writing to Colonel Sabine, describes the following. Thousands, he uses the word thousands, of brilliant white objects resembling snowflakes in a perfectly cloudless sky. The display lasted approximately 25 minutes. Not one of these objects was seen to fall. Inglis noted that his servant believed he had seen something like wings on them. Sir John Herschel, one of the most distinguished astronomers of the era, reports that in 1845 or 1846 his attention had been drawn to objects of considerable size in the air near him. He examined them through a telescope. He concluded there were masses of hay not less than a yard or two in diameter. But he noted the following. The air around him was completely calm, no whirlwind, no roaring noise. None of them fell within his observation. He did not walk the few fields that might have resolved the matter. Fort's note on this: he observed that this is precisely the kind of small action, to walk on a few fields, that a man of science is somehow never permitted to take. Report of the British Association, 1849, page 17. It is on record. 6. The Crow on the Moon, January 27th, 1912. Dr. F. B. Harris, astronomer, observing the moon. He saw upon the moon what he described as an intensely black object. He estimated it to be 250 miles long and 50 miles wide. He wrote, and I am reading directly from his Communication to Popular Astronomy, Volume 20, page 398, the object resembled a crow poised as near anything. Clouds cut off further observation. Dr. Harris wrote, I cannot but think that a very interesting and curious phenomenon has happened. 250 miles long, 50 miles wide, shape of a poised crow on the moon, observed by a credentialed astronomer, published in Popular Astronomy. It's on record. 6 accounts. France, Sweden, Switzerland, the Atlantic Ocean, Marseilles, the moon. Different sensories, different countries, different observers. Different shapes, but always shapes. Always defined, always structured. Always behaving as though structure was intentional. Charles Fort did not conclude anything from these accounts. He collected them. He noted the pattern. He let the pattern speak. I'll do the same. On record, Felix Lebeski. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Good night.